And how are you doing?
I am good. I'm good. We are loaded up and ready to go. Today we're gonna walk people through actually building an agentic pipeline in Kilroy. But not only will we show the ease of that, we're going to show them how we can interconnect all of our agents together via swarms. So that we can utilize resources and connect together and have agents collaborating together from collaborating is a strong word for the demo today, but the idea being that swarms allow you to have agents work together and humans work together and share resources. So, and last week we covered kind of the overview of what Kilroy is, but go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, for people who are tuning in for the first time and don't know what Kilroy is a desktop platform for automating your version of the internet. It ties in AI platforms, it ties in local AIs, it ties in crypto and DeFi, it ties in your chats on Telegram, it ties in websites that you visit and RSS feeds that you watch, and lets you make your own view in your own desktop, your own apps, all pulled together into one place. And what we've been focused on is one app on Kilroy, which is our AI platform, which lets you build really, really cool pipelines to talk to local LLMs on your desktop, ones in the cloud, things like ChatGPT, whatever. Today, we're going to have my computer in Virginia and Brad's computer in Florida set up a pipeline between themselves and interact, and we'll show you how you build that.
Excellent. I'll let you take
well, let me share my screen so people can see the fun stuff, because it's not fun looking at two old guys talking about software.
Oh, speak for yourself, old guy.
Well, relatively speaking. All right, so here is, I'm just going to share this browser window. Tell me, can you see it? Yeah, there it comes. Okay, so we're looking at the Kilroy dashboard, and we're going to hop right into the editor. And so I'm going to build a little pipeline, and Brad's going to build a corresponding piece that shows how easy it is to make a chat room out of the infrastructure in Kilroy. So we're going to go to the editor, and I'm going to zoom this up a little bit so the sidebar and whatnot's easier for people to see.
Yeah, let's definitely do that.
And we're going to start, Brad, you do this too. We're going to start by pulling over a chat agent so that there's something for the humans to talk to. And we're going to pull over a swarm object so there's something for the agents to talk to. And I'm going to name, so there's all these settings on each one of these little boxes that you can pull in. And 9 times out of 10, the default settings are okay. But in this case, I want to change the name of mine to be more clearly that it's, that it's me. And you do the same thing, Brad, except make it Brad, not Chuck.
Correct. Got it.
And so these extra fields down here are for the agents that need to lie to other agents about who they really are. Sometimes it's important for an agent to look one way in the diagram here and another way when it talks in the swarm. So that's why I've got my name in 3 different places. You wouldn't normally have to do that. All right, so now the swarm. Let's make the swarm be Chuck and Brad, so that anybody that joins the swarm with this name, and we're going to make it public, would be talking to us through that swarm. You see, when I make it public, we get a little Kilroy up in the corner. Let's talk a little bit about swarms before we do anything more, Brad.
Great.
So swarms are a way for multiple instances of Kilroy running on your desktop, on mine, wherever, to talk to each other, and they're self-organizing. If we make a swarm and name it and we start it up, everybody can join it by that name, and it's a peer-to-peer swarm. They discover each other or however many nodes are in the swarm automatically by themselves. You don't have to make any changes to your firewall. You don't have to have a static IP address. You don't have to have a domain name. You just put the swarm name in, and Kilroy finds the other people out there in that swarm. And it establishes point-to-point, end-to-end encrypted connections between all the participants in the swarm. And so when I send a message, everybody else gets it, and vice versa. And it's a direct connection between my machine and your machine. So what we're going to build I'm going to send messages from my little display window into the swarm, and I'm going to listen to everything that comes out. So I'm going to change this to be the wildcard asterisk. And just for readability on my screen, you don't have to do this, Brad. I'm going to make this window a little bit bigger. I'm going to make it 1024 by 768. So when it shows up in the Kilroy dashboard, it's a little bit larger and we can see more of the messages around it. Okay, so I have my swarm built, and you don't see Brad on here because I'm not doing Brad's computer, and Brad doesn't want to have to reach all the way through the wire from Miami to type on my screen. He's got a diagram that looks like this, except this is Brad on his and Brad on his. So I'm gonna deploy this pipeline by doing the export button, and then go back over here to Kilroy and tell it to build the pipeline. And Brad, you're doing the same thing, right?
Correct, sir.
Well, there we go. And so all it really did was make this one window for me, right? And when the little green light comes on, it means I'm connected to the swarm. Brad, send me a message. Howdy, old man. Thanks, dude. And there's hello from Virginia. So it was that easy to set up peer-to-peer, end-to-end encrypted chat room between me and Brad.
Yeah, we just built the chat. We just built the chat swarm, right? And we could have another 100 people in there,
right? And so that's all stuff that's built into the underlying Kilroy application, and you're just telling it to hook things together by drawing a picture.
Completely peer-to-peer. We are not connected to servers of any kind where the application is stored. It's all running on our machines, and we are directly connected to each other.
Okay, so that's fun. Great. We can chat back and forth. Now let's show you what the magic juju is that's really going on with Kilroy and the cool things that can happen because you run stuff locally. I'm going to drag over an AI agent box. Brad's not going to do this. I'm running an LLM on my desktop. It's running in the Llama runtime that we talked about last week. And the model is Llama 3. And I'm going to show you a little bit about what we can configure for this before I hook it up to the swarm. So obviously we can rename it as before. I can put a URL in here about where is the LLM running. So if you have an OpenAI account and you want to use ChatGPT, this is the URL that you'd put in for ChatGPT. And then you put in your API key for ChatGPT and tell it what model that you want to use, GPT 4.0 or whatever the model name is. You can adjust things like the temperature, how many tokens you want in the response, and you can give it a system prompt to use as the way to configure the agent beforehand. I'm going to put one in here in a second that's probably going to make Brad mad. Then this prompt prefix is a prefix that's prepended to every message that the AI gets. So if, for instance, the AI was getting nothing but JSON data coming in from an outside tool, the prompt prefix could be convert the following JSON to plain text. And then the JSON's stuck in there, the agent gets all the pieces together and it does the instruction. Whether or not we want to use context, we want to do that, and we'll let the context grow infinitely. And then a few other mundane things like what color do we want it to be? I mean, I can make my AI box be baby blue. Oops, I got to click it first, for instance. And so it's all configured now, and I want to show it on the screen. So let me tell it to put that up in the UI in a minute. And I'm going to hook this one up to the swarm. It's going to listen for messages from Brad. Right. So Brad's agent on his computer in Miami is sending messages as Brad. The AI agent's going to send its messages back to the swarm for anybody to listen to. And so I'll be able to see the conversation, but I won't be able to participate. The AI is only going to listen to Brad. And since it's only going to listen to Brad, let's give it a system prompt that says, "You are Brad's wife. Only respond with loving and adoring comments. Keep your responses as brief as possible." All right, Brad.
Can I do that with the real one?
In real life, well, um,
especially the last part.
Especially
the last part, the brief part.
Right. Briefly. All right. Now you're going to be in trouble. All right. So I have a new pipeline here that I'm going to deploy. So let me export it. I'm going to go back over here and kill the old pipeline. Now, Brad is still connected to the swarm called Chuck and Brad. I'm going to get out. I have to bring back my my user interface for it. Where'd my pipeline go? That's not the right one. This one. I didn't give it a name. That's why it didn't show up. We're going to get rid of the old one and we're going to make a new one and put that in, and it's going to pop up another little window down here. And let me reorganize this and zoom it just a little bit bigger here too. Oops, and put that away. So what you can see is this is the chat window that we had before. This is just a view into the LLM and what it's doing. So you can see its little lights blink and see that it's doing some work. So let me just communicate for a second. Well, I can't type. Are you there, Brad? Now, the LLM's going to hear what you type. So go ahead.
I know. Yep. All I said was, yes, I am. I don't think it's going to react to that, will it? Oh, my sweet husband, you're the best thing that's ever happened.
Oh, you know what? I got it. We got it. Well, go ahead. You should say Brad's wife, but not AI agent. But go ahead. All right. So now you can talk to your wife.
Exactly. What's for dinner, dear?
Now, just to reiterate, this is Brad.
Oh, look, she's making me cook. She said, you always know just what to ask. How about a romantic candlelit dinner with my favorite dish, your famous barbecue ribs? That's
so just to make sure everybody understands, this is Brad on his computer in Florida, typing across the internet into my computer and into the LLM that's running on my desktop in Olama. It's producing the results. Kilroy's bundling that up, sending it to the swarm, and Brad can see it on the screen, and I can see it on the screen, and you guys are getting to see my view of it.
And that's really important real quick, Chuck, because, you know, we were just on a call with somebody that works in the enterprise world. And, you know, in those worlds, they like to keep control over the resources and the technology that's being used. But they also need to be able to distribute and make available GPU resources and LLM resources to their customers, to their clients, to their users. And so what this means is that inside of Kilroy, I can make use of Chuck's GPU and Chuck's LLM seamlessly. I didn't have to jump through any hoops. I didn't have to do anything except connect to this swarm and then make use of it and be able to prompt the AI to do and answer questions that I needed to answer. And this could be true of a full-blown pipeline of, you know, 100 agents that are all working together and collaborating within the system, or just standard chat interactions with an LLM like everyone's kind of used to doing now. So this is a really powerful piece, the peer-to-peer and swarming capability of being able to allow enterprises to share GPU and LLM resources that are approved internally, but not require them to have to go spend $200 a month per person on an OpenAI subscription with their LLMs. It gives them all the power they need from an agentic system, and being able to share the resources and make them available.
Now, so this is still a pretty simple example. I'm going to bring the pipeline picture back. It's really just one user talking to the swarm to the AI, and I'm kind of eavesdropping on the conversation between Brad and his virtual wife here. But we could add some tools to this to make it do something, you know, a little more exciting. What if we made it so that your wife understands crypto prices?
Let's do that. I like that.
Okay.
I wish that was the case.
You know, while I'm in here, I'm going to change
her name. Good.
Oh, look at this, man. Instead of being a trad wife, she's going to be a Brad wife.
Which is definitely not a trad wife.
Right. I need to change this, though, so it matches. Okay, so Brad wife is talking to the swarm, not trad wife. I'm offended by that arrowhead. Let me fix that there. All right, so we're going to add the ability to go get prices for cryptocurrencies. And if you remember over here, we have a lot of predefined tools that Kilroy implements that are easy to drop into the AI universe. This is a particular tool that takes basically plain text input that is something resembling a cryptocurrency price. Lowercase, uppercase, slashes, dashes, dollar signs, whatever. It deals with what you give it and figures out that that's a crypto price. And then this one, I believe, is configured to go off and talk to Coinbase for quotes.
Yep.
We have the ability in Kilroy to talk to about 145 different exchanges. So this one is just here for demo purposes. So this one's going to go off and get a price. And what it returns is a blob of JSON from the exchange that includes historical prices and candlestick data and blah, 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 and a price. And it's up to something downstream from that to fish that data out and do something smart with it. But for now, what we're going to do is leave this one here for a minute because we have to get Brad's request for a price out of the swarm. All right, so one of the easiest ways to do that is to use a tool that matches regular expressions, right? And so we're gonna listen to the Brad swarm for messages. Do we want your wife to be able to use this tool, or do we want you to do it? Let's let Brad wife ask for. We're going to really jump the shark here, Brad.
Nah, yeah, I know this is
Well, okay, we'll let it listen to everybody first, then and it's going to listen for a regular expression that is just /price. Now, I can tell you right now, this is a bad regular expression because that's going to match /price anywhere in the message, and we'll probably see the carnage that brings down shortly because it's going to clearly do it when we don't want it to, but we'll leave it like that for now. And we'll just say this one is price fetch. And we're going to have it put the results of that. We don't want that to interfere with our discussion up here just yet. So the price, let's see, what do we want it to get the price if we see the /price command. So we want to get it from a private swarm. We don't want people to see the sausage getting made. So we're just going to pass the message along from, I should have fixed this too. Hang on. Make it lie to the cloud about who it is. And we'll redraw that line there. Now it's going to ask it to go fetch the price into that swarm. And this little guy is just listening for anything from anybody that has to do with a crypto price. And it's going to get that JSON, and I guess we'll throw it back in up here. Okay. Now, right now, you're going to be able to see that, and I'm going to be able to see that because you and I are listening to everything. This is bad. We don't want this going around in a loop, right? We don't want the price to get dumped back in here and then go back to fetch the price yet again. So let's really let this, first of all, work with you.
Okay.
So it's only going to work when you ask for a crypto price.
Got it.
It's going to dump it back in there. We're all going to see it. I think that looks right. So
yeah.
Brad's going to do /price for the cryptocurrency symbol. This thing is going to take that message from Brad and put it over here in this private swarm, which is going to let get price see it, get it, put the data back in here. And anybody that's listening to Wildcard is going to see it. So you'll see it on my screen. Brad will see it on his screen. Brad's wife is not going to realize he's trading crypto in the background. All right. So I'm going to export the pipeline. We'll go back over here to Kilroy, and we want to kill this one and start a new one. We're all zoomed in. It's all stupid. Oh, you know what? Let's fix this so people can see those other boxes doing stuff too. We can see the regular expression get matched. And
you mean the underlying functionality that's happening?
Yeah, you normally wouldn't see these, but I'm going to put them on the screen so people can see them work. The blinky lights are cool.
Blinky lights are great.
We're going to go back over here and get our pipeline builder and build a pipeline. Okay, it's going to put a bunch of boxes on the screen that are going to be too big for my display. I'm probably going to have to shrink it back down. No, they all fit.
That's good.
Okay, so we've got the terminal window. We've got the LLM that's going to have Brad talk to it. We've got the thing to go see that Brad wants a price and pass it off to the price thing. And we've got the result coming back. So just to make sure everything is working. Hi, you saw my message, right?
I did.
All right, we'll use the /price command to get a price for something like Bitcoin.
I did.
Oh, well, that's fast. And the difference is that this response didn't come from an LLM where it had to go offline and think about it and come back and generate some tokens. It went directly to the tool that knows how to go get prices. So Brad sent price ETHUSD in the chat. The get price function responded almost immediately. Here's the price of ETH. Do it for Bitcoin just so people can see. Oh, she saw you asking about the price of Ethereum.
That's awesome.
She knew you asked it, but she didn't see the price.
That's hilarious.
Well, ask for the price. Ask for the price of Bitcoin and see if she. Oh,
the only thing that matters to me is the price of your heart, and it's priceless. Oh,
and the price of Bitcoin is still below 100.
Still 110 to what was it? Last was
so you can see, but let's look at this for a second, because this is the data that the Kilroy tool is responding. So it gives you an idea of the richness of the tools. You can see, it's timestamped, so you know exactly when the request happened. You get the bid and ask price from Coinbase, the last trade, what did it close at for that trade, and then some other information about, is it a buy side quote or a sell side or whatever. So
go ahead. Sorry.
No.
I was just going to say, it's important that people understand that this is feeding back the raw JSON, but you could then wrap this into a UI for the end user if you were building this app to do this for them, so that they see a pretty presentation of the price.
So we can do that. We have the price coming in here from get price into the public swarm, and we haven't talked about doing this, but I'm going to fix it up so it's human readable. Okay. So I'm going to add another AI agent in here, which is human prices. Okay, and let's see, we need to show that. That's going to be number 5. And human prices is gonna listen to the results from get price, right?
Right.
So we only want it to listen for things from get price.
Right.
And it's going to do its work, and it's going to put it back into this swarm for everybody to see. Our swarm's getting crowded here. Let me rearrange the plumbing a little bit so the lines don't overlap. Okay, so human prices needs to say, hey, I'm going to get some JSON, and I need to put human stuff back in here that people can read. Right. And hopefully your wife isn't going to chime in about
break it.
All right, so
she may.
So let's give it a prompt that says, a system prompt that says, you will receive.
And of course, if we wanted to block that agent from commenting as my wife, we can do that through the language.
Crypto pricing info. Please summarize the data in human readable markdown format. Okay. So ideally, what's going to happen, and we're going to see a lot of stuff go by in the chat window, so we'll have to decompose it. You're going to ask for a price. It's going to fetch the JSON. We're going to see the JSON. This agent over here is going to get that same JSON that we see in the terminal window, and then mangle it up and put out, we'll see, maybe a markdown table, maybe a narrative. Don't really know what it's going to do.
We're letting it be creative, which is always dangerous.
Over here, and
but we like living on the edge.
Kill the old one. Yeah, I didn't sacrifice a chicken, by the way, so there's no guarantee what's going to happen.
Great.
Paste that in. Do submit. It's going to build all our stuff. Off the bottom down here is going to be our other LLMs. Let me zoom this back out a little bit so we can maybe see it all fit. Minus. Oh, come on. Here we go. If I close this, there we go.
There's our chat window and our 4 little guys.
Okay.
Now, just real quick to go back to the window, I made this thing that does human readable stuff, and I didn't change any of the settings. And you'll notice that it doesn't have the context turned on. We don't want it remembering the previous JSON from previous requests. This is agent with amnesia. It's only going to do the current request and then throw away its history.
Yep. We definitely want that.
Keep it from hallucinating other prices. All right, Brad, ask for
ready?
Slash price of some crypto. Let's see if we can get a human readable summary. It's still working. You see the one on the right that's still yellow. And there it is. There's your trade.
There it is. Nice. It went basic, but it looks good.
It did some more stuff above it, right?
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay. Nice. And you could feed in sentiment analysis on social media into an app like this. You could have it look for price changes of a certain percentage because you always want to buy on a specific dip, or you want to sell at a specific profit level.
And in that case, you'd keep the context turned on so it could compare the prices over time.
Right. But the bottom line is this is just like the core functions of an app that could go far beyond this. You could have 20 different agents trading on your behalf automatically. You could have all kinds of other capabilities built into this and integrations from other apps of any kind.
And you know, this is an example of doing command processing. It's looking for that /price command that you're sending. You know, we could look at, let me get a new display here. We're done with this one for the moment. I'm going to kill this pipeline.
Okay.
And actually, you know what? I'm just going to delete it so that we can redeploy it later if we need it.
Cool.
We'll leave that one running, and then I'm going to get a new editor window because I want to drag in that more complicated example that we showed last week and see if it makes a little more sense now.
That's a good idea.
This is the one that was our Telegram bot.
Right.
If you remember, we could send lots of different commands from that particular bot. Let me zoom in a little bit. We'll start at the top. This one had the chat agent where you're talking as a human that would look to see is it a command or is it something that just goes on downstream to be dealt with? And is it a command says that same regular expression pattern match. Does the first character in the string match a slash? If so, it might be some kind of command that we care about. This one down here says the exact opposite. It says, is the first character in the string a slash? And invert the condition, no. So for all the things that don't start with slash, it goes down this other branch of the tree. Right. So where in that previous example, all we had was one command /price, this thing assumes anything that starts with a slash might be one of our commands. Let's send it off to the bot command swarm to be analyzed by the LLMs and see if it's something we want to do. If it's not, just send it on down to the general purpose swarm and let it go flow out to all the participants in the chat. So if we go down now and look at what's going on with bot commands down here is this swarm, and there should be one below it. Maybe there's only two. And it's looking for, that's right. It's looking for a command to reset the context, which resets the context for the LLM, or it's looking for one that does help. And if it decides that it's one of the other commands that it knows that it's processed over here, which is this persona parser, this thing's job is to be an LLM that says, look, if you get a command that starts with a slash and it happens to be /persona, you're going to change the persona that the LLM is using. We're going to, under Kilroy bot control, if it's pirate, we're going to set the prompt for a pirate. If it's baby or Karen, it's going to set it accordingly. And what these little things do is push out over a control channel a new prompt string. You are a pirate sea captain, always respond to the user in character, right? Or if it's the baby, it sets the prompt to be, you are a baby, always respond to the user in character. And if it's the Karen, apologies to anyone listening whose name is Karen, You're an angry middle-aged woman who's never happy and always wants to speak to the manager. So we've got really 3 commands: the persona command, which this LLM up here parses even further and decides what to do with, the reset context command, and the help command. So you can do /reset, /help, or /persona space one of those persona names.
Well, and that's, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
And that's when we, kind of playing with this one initially was when we kind of realized the capabilities that we had deployed here, right? Because not only can this chat happen within Kilroy, this chat can happen in Telegram, it could happen in Discord, whatever you wanted to connect it to be able to interact with it. So you could theoretically be changing the behavior of an agent and its system prompt by just sending one / command to the system. And what that led us to realize is that within this system is the ability for agents to do the same thing that we're doing with / commands, right? So based on things that are happening within a swarm and a pipeline, an agent can then deploy and change functionality of other agents and other components of a system and deploy it themselves. So this not only gives you the power to interact with your agents from anywhere, it also gives you and change what they're doing and how they're doing it, but it also gives you the ability to actually generate new functionality and capabilities, not within Kilroy, but from an external chat interface.
Right. And this example just shows changing the configuration of one LLM, but there are Kilroy commands to deploy whole new agents, whole new LLMs, whole new tool chains, new swarms. So if you're clever, you can build Skynet with this probably.
Exactly. Now we all we need is some way to show the new ones that it generates.
So Brad, this is a good little self-contained bit of demo. Do we want to show anything else, or do we want to declare victory for today?
No, I think let's declare victory. We said we were going to try to keep these at 30 minutes. I think we're in good shape. That's excellent.
Awesome. Well, this was fun. And if you guys that are listening have any ideas or thoughts about other examples that you'd like to see, send them in the chat or drop Brad a DM on any of the places that you know where Brad is.
Well, yeah, Chuck's at C Schotten on everything, Telegram, Farcaster, Twitter, etc. I am B05 Crypto on Twitter and Telegram, and B05 on Farcaster. If you would like to play with this, if you're someone who's cool with beta testing early stage stuff.
It's not early stage. Come on.
Well, not early stage, but if you're somebody who likes to help people find things to do with software and technology, you don't mind getting your hands a little bit dirty, getting set up, help us build out new things and new ideas, and be an early adopter that could potentially have some of the first apps in the marketplace that people can buy and pay you for. Please feel free to DM either of us. We'd be happy to chat about it and get you set up with it. So thanks, Chuck. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Brad. See you guys.
Have a good day. Take care.
Bye.